And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six. We're trying to improve some services. We just started at the end of the last one distributing some fabric, so we'll see how that works out with the services. Although that reminds me, if I want to distribute fabric, I should... 100 days. Okay, so we're going to pay this up. Oh, that's a lot of money. Do I think I take them 2-on-1? You know what? I'm actually going to decline this. We're gonna see if that was a bad idea. But yeah, if I'm going to distribute fabric, I should, actually tell the markets to pick up the fabric to distribute it. We got more Mivians. Apparently could do with more fish. All being consumed. Mivians would like to use it as furniture. And eggs and meat wouldn't be too lost either. Off the gate, make some huts. And we'll do the same sort of thing up the other side. Forest terrain is not necessarily the best pasture land, but it could be worse. And then there's also the proverbial, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good sometimes when setting this sort of stuff up. And then that's going to become a fishery. So I'll plop that in. Undersized because I'm gonna delete it first. Items are cutting off this room. I select a tile that can't be. It's not working the way I expected it to. Okay. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put a... was trying... Oh, actually, I know how to make it work the way I'm trying to make it work. It needs to be accessible from the outside. It doesn't need to be accessible from an actually accessible tile. There we go. Now, when I go running over here to put the road in, which is what I want to do... I can do it from the edge of the fishery to the edge of the fishery. Then I can do a smart move here. And I don't need that much terrain to make a usable fishery, or that much land to make a usable fishery. So I'm going to basically flood everything, except for a usable square. Like so. I think that'll be enough to run the whole fishery. Okay, flood more land. Some good fisheries. Do a few more market upgrades. What you did not give willingly, I regret to inform you, must be taken by force. Well, see if you're hard enough. Here's the invasion. So 180 soldiers versus our 400. The Horde Ganoshi. Pretty well equipped, only 60 of them. Another 60 again, pretty well equipped. Outnumbered. And they don't actually out-equip us in pointy sticks. Just better armored than us. Okay, here they come. Okay, we're inflicting casualties, we're also taking casualties. Rich chat, merp the kobolds and kill, make the kaput murder. Presumably referring to the fighting we got going on. Slay. Granted, frankly, under-equipped and under-trained archers here taking pot shots at one of the enemy units. Mine does, in theory, have higher base morale than theirs does. We got the, trying to turn the corner on one of their units. Probably comes down to which side has a unit route first. If we get one of their units to route, I think the numbers will start to very rapidly cause the rest to route. Although the struggle that I've got is my guys are poorly armored. So we're not inflicting very many casualties in comparison. Speed up a little bit. That's not good. One of our units just broke. There goes another one. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna give that another attempt, but I suspect we're not winning this one. Yeah, do a restart and see if we can do that again. Do that a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to try to get a little bit better of a flank this time. A slightly different formation as a side effect. Gonna get them to old charge our biggest unit, although that might be the mistake. I think the biggest unit doesn't have any armor. Well, to be fair, none of the units apparently have any armor, so... the units with the pointy sticks got good pointy sticks, and that's about what's going for us. Numbers and pointy sticks. You know, we've killed 5 of them, but we've taken more than that in casualties ourselves, so... Nope, just had one of our units break again. I think that's it. At least for this fight. Let's tempt. Try one more time, but I don't think we're gonna succeed after 2 fails. I think the 3rd fail is gonna drive it home at this point. I think we did better the first time, actually. Although that has to do, I think, with the disengaging, re-engaging. So I actually got the one that actually successfully flanked ended up actually getting sort of caught. By the enemy in a sort of undesired positioning. A little bit of strategy I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get one of their 3 units to break before any of ours break. And the answer to that is nope, we lose the main line. And another units are broken. Yep, nope, I think we lose that fight, so the raiders are going to come into the capital. Sad day for the capital. here. They're deploying. There's not much actually I can do to stop them at this point, so we just kind of let them come in. They're gonna break things. We're just gonna have to fix it after the battle, or after they run to the capital throne. Yeah, of course they could go straight down my nice wide boulevards, but no, they gotta get distracted by random things like daycares along the way. There. Spawn of Multicrawler. Well, definitely called meaner things than that. And of course, we just had 370-something city inhabitants killed. So we have an odd job shortage. Let's say. Does look like they've mostly been able to clean up the damage relatively quickly. So just gotta wait until the city hopefully grows back after the massive population loss. Blunk, 379 slain by enemies. And of course, they took a chunk of her stuff. Then which was set on to buy, so treasury is being depleted. It's side effect. Well, it's not too much of a problem. I do have a little bit of Project Interruptus. I don't remember what I was doing before we got attacked. Going through all the markets, rating them. Spots for that. The hearth, the metal we have. As soon as the population recovers, I may want to build more training jobs, or training centers, so I can train up the troops faster. Twitch chat says, rest in peace. Yeah, we had 379 brave soldiers having to rest in peace. Good old Rip. Slowly building up these pastures. Well, that one needs a bunch of trees cleared. That'll provide us with more eggs and more fish. That island. Getting more coast. And south, more fishing. take a look at task prioritization. I think we've got... Oh, and this is something they did recently in, I think it was today's patch notes, or recent patch notes, is they re-added the banned priority list. So you can tell people, hey, you're not allowed to work this job. Yeah, well, I was doing a non-tyrannical multicultural, or I was just doing like humans, Dondorians, and Chthonians, I'd probably make things like janitors and warehouse workers be Dondorian run. Because the Dondorians wouldn't get murked by the Chthonians and the humans, but I've got to be careful where they go in the city because they will get murked by other people. So I made an argument to actually move where I've got the hunters. Are they actually the best weavers? That's a question. Chthonians. Weavers. They are the best weavers. The Dorians used to be the best at, like, all the refining and all the sort of high-quality stuff. But I guess they made it so that Chthonians weren't completely bad at everything involving trade. It gave them bonuses to specifically the refining stuff. So they're now farming and refining, and not just farming. They were a little underpowered when they were just farming. Okay, so that makes sense why they're up there. That also means that I've probably got all the weaving in the wrong spot, but it's fair enough. Daily report, okay. I almost wish there was a only work this job if you have a housing availability nearby, so I can get the surfaces a bit more prioritized appropriately. Okay, well, our population's almost bounced back enough to recover from the severe odd jobber shortage. Yeah, so the only foods that we're making enough of is bread and rations. Those ones I'm honestly probably underproducing, although there's underproducing, right? Like the Amoebians would like us to have more fish, but doesn't mean that's going to be an easy thing to do, or even necessarily the right thing to do. Pot storage getting rid of. Okay, so let's go ahead and storages. Degeneracy. Two very disgusting looking guards bring Tholdolf Tiberian to you. According to several ranchers, it snuck up in the Archon pen and drank their milk. During a brief interrogation, Tholdolf Tiberian reveals he even consumed congealed spoiled milk. One of your guards' professionalism fails them, the other be wrench, or cheese as it calls it. The problem is that there's no actual law against this, which is why he now stands before you. Sadly, it is not deranged and disconcertingly lucid. Exile the milk drinker, or let him go free. We'll let him drink milk. Letting this crime against the national order and common decency go unpunished has caused some minor unrest. It seems you have been left with the lingering sense of curiosity. The experience described so readily by him sounds utterly disgusting, but did not see it that way. Perhaps you could arrange to taste it yourself, since you still want to continue ruling. Sort of thing would have to be done secretly. We're getting happiness malice because I've let him not be exiled, and yeah, we'll drink it. It tasted good, too good to call this a momentary lapse of judgment. You were a milk drinker. No one must know, because apparently no one consumes milk in Songs of Six. Oh, well, we're getting distracted right. I was in the middle of doing marketplace upgrades to work through the pots. I apparently need more warehouse space for pots, probably. There we are, back in the positives as far as odd jobbers are concerned. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to set up is I'm going to set up a bowyer and a training facility. So I don't need a particularly large bowyer, because I'm just going to be arming the small Talafi minority to be my archers. How many do I want being produced? Because I probably want like 50 armed. Which means I need to be able to replace a quarter of it a year. So I need to be able to make 12, 13. So yeah, I only need like 1.2. That would be enough. 12, 13 per day. Or 12 to 13 a year, so 16 days in a year, so if I'm making one a day, that's actually enough. Probably want a little bit more than that, but that's probably about it. Yeah, okay. So we'll make a fairly small one here. Worker for that building, and we'll give it a small warehouse. Because again, we're not making and keeping a lot of bows, and then we'll make an archery range. The archery range doesn't need to be very big. Archery range is apparently an outdoor location. Okay. Oh, actually, the archery range is going to have to be quite big because I need it to be. Want it to serve 10 people. There we go. That way, the 10 Jalopy archers that we have can be trained to the utmost in how to use their bows. At the same time, we'll go in and get another 60 normal training, so I can build up the regular army quicker. Might seem a little bit weird that I'm apparently disarming units, but it doesn't make sense. I want to prioritize the unit actually assigned to patrolling to receive equipment over the ones that are not. Whoops. You should be a wooden furniture warehouse. You should fetch from the wood warehouse. Should make the scrimmages just a little bit more efficient because they want to go super far further wood. Apparently I'm not making enough fabric. Oh, I am making enough fabric. Okay. So the way to improve my yield on fabric refining is to grab the other 5 techs from fabric refining. Should help a little bit. Because we have enabled fabric as a furniture item, so it needs to get distributed out to all the new houses and all the new people. So I need a bunch of fabric. Oh, I'm not using that Sizzling ore deposit. So I'm realizing I'm building over the top of it. There's one in the forest over there that I can use if I really decide to mine Sizzling later. City is growing, building more houses. The only ethnic group in the city that really wants to be growing at the moment, apparently, is the humans. Which isn't too surprising. They're the main group in the city. Okay, archery range is done. And I should tell... I've already told them to do full archery training. Okay, so they should be coming to that archery range to train. Oh, they are. Okay. 10 of 10 out there. Working the days away. Okay. Ten need to train. One currently training. Okay. 8 deployable 2 recruits. And we got more training grounds. Oh, it's just metal to upgrade the training grounds. Okay. That makes them faster. The quicker we can get people trained in their basic training, the bigger we can make the garrison. The bigger we make the garrison, the greater the likelihood that we can intimidate the enemy into surrender, rather than having to actually figure out if the pointy sticks are pointy enough. Plus, one of the environmental desired needs is army size. They want it to be a quarter of the city, and obviously being able to train more troops at once, or train them faster, is useful in getting to that number. A quarter of the city at this point is just under 600 men. The garrison is only 300 large, so leaving half that fulfillment on the table. Let's upgrade for the training grounds. Is there for the archery range as well? No. People training melee, 10 people training in ranged. Misclicked at the last moment there. All the way, and accept. So yeah, once all those guys are trained up, we should have enough to get the full fulfillment from people trained to serve. Service needs could do with more hospitals and more daycares. ideally want like another 4 of the small little hospitals they've been running, scattered amongst the city. You know, the Emivians don't want these, but we're gonna provide them some medical facilities in the eventuality that they need these. You don't want to see the doctors, but every once in a while you need to go to the doctors. Actually, I think technically I have it turned off for them, which is mitigating the effect that it's an anti-service need. Yeah, I've got it turned off so they're not actually taking the penalty from it. But then they don't go and use it, obviously. I could do with another 5, if not 6 more daycares. Going back to work on the hearts. That's metal, so every once in a while, if I've got positive treasury, I can turn some of the metal, which will then get re-imported into hearth improvements. And then onto the markets, because I'm seeing we have a decent amount of pottery, although it's only like 1 or 2 upgrades. Upgrade. More wood. So we're going to max out the wood production here, which is by dropping the bank a level, grabbing the windmill, and taking the 10th and final level on woodcutter. So if I need more people, I can just bring more humans in. I think I'm good for the moment. Although, how close am I to the next title? Quite a way off. Well, I say quite a way off. It's only like 300 more people. Getting 300 more people would give me more noble promotions. And if I got more noble promotions, I could probably afford to govern leveling up the cities again. I'd have to then tech into large city to make it worthwhile. But I think it wouldn't be too hard to upgrade all 4 of these cities to large city. Obviously, I'd have to probably turn the bank system off in the meantime. So it'd be a little bit of burden from the taxation system, but shouldn't be that hard. Am I making enough stone? I'm not making enough stone. You. Stone mine location. Make more stone. It's doubly amount of stone you're making. Which is to say, I have a stone mine that in the city that I'm just not using it. could be using it. I'm not using it. I think that's 3 humans in jail, is what that's saying. No, I have 3 law. Oh, I'm looking at the stockade, not the prisons. Three human prisoners, yeah. Or another term. Finished up. I've got 49 globidine and 87 fisheries. 7 fish guys. Oh, apparently almost there on the fish to have enough system. We go. And then 80... Yeah, so I should have enough amphibians, because the amphibians basically want to work the fisheries, the globidine pastures, and the clay pits. And I don't need any clay for my clay pit, for the clay pit's turned off. Am I making enough leather, or do I want more leather? I probably do want more leather, because I need it for doing more tailors. Let's get another one of these Archon pastures going. Rock pastures going. And then I think that will be enough to run the tailor that I turned off. It said on clothes, on leather armor, because I could definitely use a little bit more leather armor. Taking you guys up to 250. I guess they have 44 children right now. 30. Apparently parents are not... parents that can't actually work. the immigration? Oh, because no one wants immigrant. That also works. Fair enough. Human refugees. Jalopy raids and banditry have caused the complete economic collapse of a human city in Quorn. Some of the refugees decided to flee to your city. If you let them in, you will gain new subjects and appreciation of other empires for taking on the burden. But your subjects may not be happy about it. Accept them to our city, so we get 346 more humans. Offer supplies to send them elsewhere, or turn them away. You know, we're a human city. We'll just take 346 more humans. What's the worst that could happen? Other cities, or other factions are happy because we're taking the humans. Our citizens are a little grumpy because we just let a bunch of refugees in. And of course that was enough to hit him. Dakori Ray. Getting a bunch more noble promotions, more innovation, more knowledge. I suppose the question is, do I want to try to make the dash up to Organization 4? I would need another 80 administration. And to be fair, a single one of these administration buildings would do. Would double our paper spent on a daily basis. And we're spending about 30k on paper. So in theory, I should be able to afford that. Okay. In the meantime, let's go out to our cities and get them sizing up, because I think we're doing this way. So I need to get them up to 48. Okay. That's actually more. That's not where I want it. That's like way too much, but I can work that. I guess we work that. Yeah, that's getting pretty bad. Okay, that's manageable. Getting it, that just costs a couple tax levels. So in the short term, we're going to have less money. In the long term, we'll have more taxes. Okay, the one that's most likely not going to be able to do it is this one. Okay. That works. I completely removed the tax building here, so I've actually only got 30 left. So yeah, this one probably wants to be a farm. So instead of putting the tax building right back in, I'm actually going to start getting some fruit coming in. From that one. To make this one work, I'm going to have to turn the wood down temporarily. I'm going to have to make this relatively quick. An upgrade. Because I need the wood for the city. Capital City. Yeah, that's a pretty major downgrade on the wood production. Although the workers that we're going to get back from upgrading the city when that happens should be a pretty sizable chunk and should probably let me to undo that, basically. Oh, I actually have good furniture. Let's, instead of building more housing, I'm going to solve my housing shortage for humans right now is room upgrading. And that's because you're being run by Kryptonians. Should really go back to the farms and away from the... away from that. Okay. Although the Kryptonians are the best at that job. The problem is that's so far away from where the Kryptonians should be that the Kryptonians are all, like, homeless working it. Where's the tailor? The tailor, the weaver. There's the weaver. Put humans higher priority here. Put them on the same tier. So a lot more of the humans are housed. Experience gain as administrators. Good. Having your papers in order, increasing government points. The bureaucrat. quite have the administration. And these cities are still growing, so even if I had the administration, we wouldn't be ready for it yet. Oh, that reminds me, I need to put a warehouse in for receiving all the fruit. Otherwise we're going to end with a massive rotting fruit pile right outside the throne. Which is, as hilarious as that would be, is probably not what we should be doing. So that's another industry I can have the floppy work on, is orchards. The forest over here instead of lumber cutting. There we go. So now we have food storage, fruit storage. Alpha critical levels, okay. I was predicting this earlier, otherwise I would have fixed it already. Okay, so I'm going to drop the lumber more to get up the health of 1. Okay, so that fixes the health. Can I go down on a growth level and still have you keep growing? No. Is the physician really only one workforce? Yes, I'll just go spam the level 1 physician out everywhere I've got one workforce. Can I get away without that health bonus because of the physicians? Yes. Okay. Not quite there, 5 off. Okay. Yeah, 3 more to go. So yeah, we're gonna have the fun time of actually having the individual regions in the Empire be larger than the capital here. Doesn't affect their loyalty or anything in practice, but that is the thing to be aware of. But at the point where the capital is actually going to be the smallest city in the Empire. There we go. Organization 4. It's going to be a while before we do Metropolis, so that's going to be the last of the major improvements on these cities. Oops, you need health. Even with the positions in. You need health, although you got the workforce, that's just easy to do. Oh, in the end you would need it as well, okay. So in the city, we're waiting for this negative modifier to go away. Out in the world map, we're waiting for places to get it to 4.8 thousand people. So we can go up to the next city level. Oh, I suppose while I'm waiting, I need 100 governing points each for the 4 of them. So that means I need to use 19 promotion, or not 19, 9 promotions on governors. There we go. Yearly report, okay. Yeah, waiting for these cities to grow. Look at the time, I should probably actually bring the part to a close, but I'm going to finish upgrading these cities so I don't forget to do them next time. Especially seeing as I need the wood income from the city that produces wood to sustain the capital's wood supply. So I don't need to fully maximize and upgrade these cities, but I need to do something with them. Looks like I'm due for another physician upgrade, and or probably do the physician upgrade to be fair, and or try to push down to health. Oh, that's I have to. Oh, I gotta get all these ones in here. Ooh. Physicians is just tools. That's fairly easy. These two, if I might do tourniquets. I probably won't bother with the necessism. Well, the medicine research is nice for the multiplier. Almost there. It does slow down when you start running out of the faster growing populations that are growing. It's mostly trying to get the Dendorians, who are one of the slower growing ones, to move in there. You should be able to level up. Why can't you? Because I don't have the money. That's a problem. That's a problem I could probably fix, though. What is my biggest neighbor? Okay. I would like to sell you stuff. So you can give me a one-time influx of cash. Yeah, no. Trying to sell off stuff that we don't immediately just turn around and buy back in. So like buying the tools, selling the tools wouldn't be a great idea. Sell off a chunk of the clothes. Can't sell all the clothes off. We'll sell the bows off. We're making those. Okay. So that allows me to upgrade you. That's a start. Check. And then here, specifically, I do need my wood back. Check. Then, can I upgrade the banking system to get us more income? So I have the money for the next one. Check. Goody. You're not quite there. Well, you're not far off. You need more health. Okay. And we're going to see most of the stuff in the treasury. A lot of things in treasury go to empty real quick. Although, because of how decay works in this game, most of these things are functionally on flow state anyway, where if I'm patient enough, they'll come back. Of course, that's the concern with economy and trade, is that or my net flow is outbound too long, then I have a problem. Okay, you can be leveled up. You're the one I want to level up first. Probably want to level you first, actually. Level you up. Check. I have enough to level you up as well, so we'll level you up as well. Check. You're happy and compliant, you're happy and compliant. We'll take more food, so run you... Ah, okay. So I don't have enough to get all the way up with food. Max out the banking there. More tax revenue. Can I not afford the last banking? It requires 80 workforce. So I would have to turn other stuff off, which is not worth doing currently. Maybe in the future. And then we can level you up. Which is, as you can see, a pretty, because it's giving us more workforce, it's a pretty hefty money generator. Use them with 80 workforce. Okay, so I can spend the 80 workforce. Oh no, it doesn't leave me with 80 workforce. So you're eating 20. To get to max, you eat another 30. So I would have 80 workforce. Okay. Available left after the end. So I can do that to increase tax revenue in the short run. Hopefully the tax revenue in the short run means I am making money. Give it a moment to see if it is. Then I'll probably bring the stream to a close. Hard to tell if I'm on 250x speed. Yeah, I want to roll past a couple days, see if the treasury is going up or going down. I think it's going up. Although I think the biggest expense is on paper, is what's going on. Yeah, 60k trade, which is in theory less than taxes. So in theory, if I'm not doing any construction, things are getting better. Oh, and the modifier, I think, for happiness just went away. Although people are not happy about me spending all of the country's riches. That makes a little bit of sense. I think that's what that decline is you know, and that jump there was riches. Yeah, plus 0.05 riches down. Yeah, we're making money, so I think this is a good place to put a part break in and bring this stream to a close. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to, well, maybe I don't need to immediately figure out a way to make the humans happy again, because we've got a lot of humans. They are loyal, which is the important part. They're not going to revolt at the current point. But we did accept the event to let like 300 of them in, so we got 300 of them in more than really we needed. So as long as I sort of do things to make them generally happiness improving, we should be good to go. And so it's one of those getting more army soldiers. But yeah, I think the city is going well. Again, we now have 4 regions. We went from 1 region that was basically undeveloped to 4 regions of large city tier in the duration of a 5-hour stream. So I think that is good progress for the day. If you're watching on YouTube, I can't actually guarantee that will be a part up tomorrow. As of the end of stream today, I should have enough parts recorded that the stream, or the YouTube parts will be releasing out until the 30th. As I've said over our last couple streams, the current plan, and for this is going to hold because it's a winning plan. I'm going to be traveling for someone else's wedding from the 24th to the 29th. So depending on how I feel after flying across the entire country, we may be streaming on the 29th, or we may be streaming on the 30th. If I'm streaming on the 30th, for there to be a part up tomorrow for you, if you're watching this on YouTube, I need to stream Songs of Six, compress, upload, and schedule its release by 3 p.m. the following day. So if you're watching this on YouTube, and you want to see the next part, I recommend subscribing on YouTube, because it should be out tomorrow at 3 p.m. if everything goes according to plan. But because it's such a short turnaround window on the worst case plan, it may not happen. I'm just going to put that out there. In which case, it will be delayed a day. It'll come out the day after. Is how I think things are going to work out. We're at the point in the stream where I'm going to go over the schedule for the next couple days. If you're watching on Twitch, and obviously if you're watching this on YouTube, this is from over a week ago. I'm streaming this on Well, the stream started on the 20th. It's now the 21st because we're past midnight. But the upcoming stream, so tomorrow's stream is going to be Stellaris. Monday's stream is going to be Shadow Empire. On Travel Eve, so I'm going to be traveling on the 24th. On the 23rd, I probably won't stream. Or if it will, it'll be a really short Songs of Six stream. So if you're watching this on YouTube, and there is a part up tomorrow, it may have been streamed on the 23rd and not on the 29th or 30th when I get back. But that's the upcoming 3 days. Stellaris tomorrow, Shadow Emperor on Monday, maybe, very unlikely, but maybe Songs of Six on Tuesday. At which point I will be traveling from the 24th to the 29th, so the 29th is going to be the earliest stream coming back. Because of how things are looking as far as my uploading schedule, I think it will be the next stream after Shadow Empire, so whether it's the 23rd, the 29th, or the 30th, will be Songs of Six. And honestly, it'll probably be the 29th or the 30th. And that's why there may not be a part for YouTube tomorrow for Shadow Empire. Or for, not Shadow Empire, for Song of Six. There will be one for Shadow Empire because I think we're already recorded far enough ahead. Or will be on Monday. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a part for Shadow Empire because we should have recorded that on Monday, which is in your past but my future. And Twitch's future. If you're watching this on Twitch and you want to leave any comments, now's a good opportunity. After I do the outro for YouTube and save the game, I'm going to refresh the chat to respond to any comments that may have come in during the outro. So with that, I'm going to wish everyone the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.